Hey guys, what's up? Yasuo Uchiha here, fixing my headset. Today's video, we are doing another deck profile. On what archetype you want to know? Well, if there's a clear indication, phone, shut up. The CyberDark archetype. Now you're probably thinking to yourselves, CyberDarks? Why CyberDarks? Well, like I said back in the Cyber Dragon video, CyberDarks are just really special to me in my heart, plus Brandon. Because we both grew up watching GX. Zane Truesdale was our favorite character in GX. And when he introduced CyberDark Dragon, and the CyberDark Dragons themselves, like Edge, Horn, and Keel, it was just amazing. It truly was amazing. And honestly, I can't get enough of these guys. We've been inventing these decks forever. Before, I did a video on this deck. Well, actually, maybe not this deck. It was a different deck. Maybe I can't remember. Months ago. If you want to check it out, which I ask you don't because it's really cringy. So, I want to try again with this deck profile because these cards are just very special to me. This whole deck's special to me, and I just want to I want to be able to share with you guys how me and Brandon have innovated the CyberDarks ever since their conception back in CyberDark Impact. And now let us begin by going into this deck. First off, we have Silver Rocket and Magna Rocket. We're just going to knock them both at the same time because basically what they do, they're extenders and they're good synchro material bodies. Nothing more said. This guy right here, do not underestimate him. For any Fiend player out there, he's great. Especially for your tuners. He brings out anything with 1500 or less attack, which all this deck has pretty much that same material, especially this beautiful card right here. We're going to get to him in a minute. But yeah, that's what he does. And then we have Red Sprinter, who, when this card is normal or special summon, you control no other monsters. You can special a level 3 or lower Fiend-type tuner from the hand or graveyard. It works either way, and it's great. Now, for granted, it's once per turn, but still, it's amazing. Red Sprinter is really great. I would not want to play him more than 3, because you want to see him in your opening hand because he's just a great combo. And of course, Whirlwind at 2 because he's just a good. You don't want to see him more than that. If you want to experiment and try to play him at 3, go ahead. Again, this is just a suggestion to all you guys. Up next, we play 3 Rocket Tracer. Why Rocket Tracer? Because well, he targets cards and destroys them, including himself. And then he gets to special summon a rocket monster. Obviously, you can't summon himself. And also, the other restriction is you can only special summon extra deck or extra deck dark monsters, which again, this deck has no problem doing. Except me. No, this whole deck's good. Whole deck's good. I forgot. I always forget because what his attribute typing is. I apologize. And up next, we have the classics CyberDark Keel, Horn, and Edge. He does burn, he does pierce, he does direct, but cuts his attack in half. Nothing more said, and also he equips level 3 or lower dragon monsters to themselves to make themselves more powerful. That's why we run 3 cannon to search them out. And of course, if he goes to the graveyard, you get that extra draw. Also a great card effect. And Claw, just because, well, why not? Hey, there's nothing wrong with that, especially if you're just searching for your 1 copy of Impact to bring out your beautiful CyberDark Dragon. Up next, we play 1 Creation Resonator. You know, if you control a level 8 or higher synchro monster, you can special summon this from your hand. And let me tell you, you got about 1, you got about 2, 3, 4. You got about 4 options. Well, 2 technically, if you're not counting the number you run, but that's just me. And up next, we have this beautiful card, Crimson Resonator. Man, when he came out, he made this deck. He made this deck brilliant. And let me tell you why. I'm sure you all know what he does, but I just want to go over just how great this guy is. If you control no monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. If the only other monster you control is exactly 1 Dark type Synchro Monster, Dragon Monster, Synchro Monster, you can special summon up to 2 Resonator monsters from your hand and or deck except Crimson Resonator. You can only use this effect of himself once per turn, and also cannot special summon monsters for the extra deck. The turn you activate either of these effects except Dark Dragon Synchro Monsters, which this whole deck is. That's why he's brilliant! Not only does he special summon himself out, but you also, if you have a Dark Dragon Synchro Monster on the field, you basically just say, hey, I get 2 Resonators. I could do more Synchros. Let's have fun. It's seriously just great. I love this guy so much. And obviously we have Red Resonator. And if he's normal or special summon, you can target anything on the field and gain its attack points for life points, which is great to keep you alive in a game. Really underappreciated card, honestly. Up next we have Chain Resonator. And if you guys don't know what he does, because honestly, besides Crimson and probably Red Resonator, I don't think everyone's probably seen a ton of the Resonators in a meta/rogue deck. When this card is normal summon, while you have a Synchro Monster is on the field, wow, that's weird wording, you can special summon 1 Resonator monster from your deck. Basically, hey, give me another Resonator, not just Chain. Great card. And now we have Synchron Resonator. If you Synchro Summon, if a Synchro Summon, or Synchro Monster, sorry. If a Synchro Monster is on the field, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can only special summon Synchron Resonator once per turn this way. If this card is sent to the field to the graveyard, you can target 1 Resonator monster in your graveyard, except himself, and add it to your hand. Basically, your whole field is going to have power, synchroing, and just overall just brilliancy. You'll never really go wrong. Up next, to the spell cards, which majority of this deck is spell, except for the 1 trap. Get that in a second. Raigeki. Why? I guess it's a good board feat. Just wipe those monsters away, if they're not affected by it, that is. And up next, we have 3 Resonator Call, just in case you don't have... For some reason, if you didn't draw a Resonator, this card will save your keister a lot. And then up next, we play 1 CyberDark Impact for our beautiful CyberDark Dragon. And then after that, we play 1 Foolish Burial, 1 Monster Reborn, 3 Command Resonator. And just in case you guys don't know what this card does, I don't know if this also came out with this Crimson Resonator, which, again, really, really good card. Discard 1 Resonator monster, add 1 level 4 or lower Fiend monster from your deck to your hand. You can only activate once per turn. Or per turn. So basically, say you have either one of these guys for some reason, but you don't have these guys. Well, there you go. There's your targeting. And up next, we play 3 Quick Resolve. Because, well, 1, it's great. And if you combo it with Rocket Tracer, you get 2 free special summons. It's great. Seriously, I love that combo. You just give yourself more monsters. And then finally, our singular trap card, Red Rain. Now, I know no one knows what this one is. Or at least, I wouldn't think. Because, I have yet to see this trap card be played in the game. I have never personally seen it. Heck, I hardly ever get to use it, but why not? If you control a level 8 or higher Synchro Monster, banish all monsters on the field except the monsters with the highest level. Also, face-up monsters on the field that were not banished by this effect or unaffected by card effects except their own until the end of this turn. If a Dark Dragon Synchro Monster is a Synchro Summon to your field while this card is in your graveyard, you can add this card to your hand, and you can only use the effect of Red Rain once per turn. So basically, it makes any of your Dark Synchro Monsters, Dragon Monsters, unaffected by anything for a whole turn. Which is really good in a great sense of it, because, again, your whole deck except for this guy and this guy are all 8 and higher. And they will just give you everything. Now, speaking of the extra deck, up first, we have CyberDark Dragon. Again, the most iconic card in this deck for me, because I remember his summoning, I remember everything about him. And if you guys don't know what he does, which I would hope you all would, basically he gets to equip himself to a Dragon-type monster in the graveyard. Doesn't matter what level it is, doesn't matter what kind of monster, or as long as it's dragon, and has a big beefy attack, he's going to get that attack. And we'll gain additional 100 attack for each monster in your graveyard. But no one really cares about that. But I just love this card. I've loved it ever since I've laid eyes on him in the anime, just how cool and edgy he was. I'm not emo, I swear. Well, maybe, I don't know. Maybe? It's questionable. But I love this card. Up next, we have Hot Red Dragon Archfiend King Calamity. A beautiful synchro monster that deserves its praise. If you get this bad boy out, which you totally can do it legitimately with this deck. I've done it multiple times just because I could, and I love it. It's so satisfying. The only other time I could spam him out was when LP, Pisty, and Argapane were all at 3 with a confusing combo, but now you can just do it either way, just the legit way, and I love it. I mean, who doesn't like a unaffected boss monster who just says, I'm gonna beat you to the grave and back? Speaking of, Red Supernova Dragon. Oh my god. Konami, what are you doing? We need this card now. Right now. Please. This monster. Well, it definitely earns the title of monster. If I could please explain. First, he must be Synchro Summoned, gains 500 attack for each tuner in your graveyard, cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. Once per turn, if your opponent activates a monster's effect, or when your opponent's monster declares an attack, quick effect, banish this card and all your opponent's all the cards your opponent controls. Once per turn during the end phase, after this card was banished by its own effect, special summon it back. Special summon this banished card. I mean, come on! I guarantee you, this card is going to get banned quick, so enjoy him while you can, because he is busted. And it makes me really sad he's going to get banned rather quickly, because that's OP. That's just an OP of an effect. I mean, it fits Jack Atlas's persona, because Jack Atlas always thinks he's OP. And this thing is just... Konami couldn't have made a better version of its predecessor. It just sucks he's got to get banned. I just feel it. Three tuner monsters plus 1 non-tuner synchro monster. That's not that hard, especially in this current meta. And up next we have... I know I'm going to screw this name up. I do it every time. Belize, I want to say Beerus like from Dragon Ball, but I know that's not at all. Belize, this guy. That's just what I'm going to call him because I can't say his name. Can't be destroyed by battle or card effects. Other monsters you control cannot attack. Once per turn, you can target one monster your opponent controls. Any battle damage you take from this card, any battle damage your opponent takes from attacks involving this card this turn is halved to also your monster. That monster's attack turned to 0. If you do, you gain life points equal to that original attack. Now, he's not as, overpowered as his other version, but still a fun level 10 to play around with, because why not? Speaking of level 10, Tyrant Red Dragon Archfiend. I know I don't need to go over this guy. You can get him out. He's beastly. He's a nuker. And he's dominant. That's all I can say. Up next, we have Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Bane. Now, this guy's really good to bring back your other synchro monster dragons that were killed off, or I should say your Red Dragon Archfiend cards, because you can use your basically any other spare cards you have. You could summon out, tribute them, bring back, say, Abyss or Scarlight. Or heck, even this guy if you want to. But I doubt you would. I'm just kidding. You can bring it back. And he's just a really great card. I love this card. Up next we have, of course, Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. Thunder Dragons. Abused him a lot. You all know what he does. Negate anything for a turn, and yeah, he's just he's a bad boy. He's a very bad boy for a level 9. And up next, I play 3 copies of Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend. And you're probably asking, why 3? Why not? He's a great card, honestly. He's a nuker, and you inflict damage per card that you sent or that gets destroyed by his effect. I mean, come on, it's great. It's a good card. And okay, you're probably asking, why Hot Red Dragon Archfiend? Because, oh come on, you can't tell me just to troll your opponent or just to have fun. You know, in any face-up attack position monster that your opponent has, poof, gone. And then finally, Red Rising Dragon. He can target any resonator in the graveyard, special summons it. Cannot special summon from the extra. You cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck, except, of course, Dark Dragon Synchros. And yeah, he's just a really good revival card, basically. And honestly, guys, this deck is really consistent, really good, and I really hope you all enjoy it. Because I know I do every time I see this deck and play with it. Oh, it just brings so much joy to my heart. So please, if you guys can, have fun with it. Try it out. And I hope you have fun with it. Until the next time, catch you later.